Happy New Comic Book Day, everyone. My name is Chris the Comic Vet. Hope this live stream or replay find you safe and well. Well, today was a big return for New Comic Book Day. Over the last 2 weeks, it's been a little bit of a lighter fare when it comes to New Comic Book Day. I think most people would agree. There has been some good storytelling that come out the last couple of weeks. Don't get me wrong, but this week saw the return of some big books, some franchise characters, and a couple number ones that has got my interest. And we're getting close to the end of a limited series that I've been really enjoying, and we'll get into that a little bit later. First, I want to talk about D23 that just happened, and some of those Disney franchises really flexed. Like we saw Harrison Ford come out and get a little sentimental and almost get a little choked up talking about Indiana Jones 5 that's coming. I'm looking forward to that. They got nowhere to go but up after the last offering, that's for sure. We got to see the Star Wars franchise, and we got a new trailer for Andor. My God, that looks fantastic. We also got to see some Mandalorian 3 stuff, Tales of the Jedi, which looks incredible. And then Marvel Studios. We saw that Werewolf by Night trailer, that black and white kind of camp comedy, that take on the 50s and 60s type of horror genre, a la Vincent Price go down. And that was interesting. I got to admit, that was interesting. But Secret Invasion with the return of Nick Fury, my goodness, that looked fantastic. I can't wait. I hope that it's serious right from minute 1 to the final minute. We don't need comedy. We just need action. The way that Nick Fury delivered in The Winter Soldier, the second Captain America film, which outside of the Infinity War and Endgame, that's the one I consider the best solo MCU movie to date, is The Winter Soldier. But yeah, it was quite the weekend. It was quite the weekend for D23. I do have some of it kind of situated here. I didn't want to miss any titles, but Secret Invasion I thought looked good. We got to see the characters from the Thunderbolts and who that film is going to be wrapped around. There was a couple that I thought may make that roster that didn't, and a couple that I didn't think that would make the roster that did, like Red Guardian. My God, I didn't see that one coming, but I'm sure it's going to be interesting. They talked about Ant-Man and the Wasp and Quantumania with the return of Kang the Conqueror, and apparently Michelle Pfeiffer's character may have something to do with Kang the Conqueror. By what we heard about the sneak preview that was shown just to those people in the audience, basically saying that they were going to send a signal out into the quantum realm, and she said no, and they did it anyway, and they all got apparently drawn into the quantum realm, and guess who's waiting for them there? But Kang. We got to hear the director that's going to be lined up for the Fantastic Four. I know a lot of people were disappointed they didn't release the cast names that were going to be making up that film, the Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom and all of that. But I kind of think we're going to see Doctor Doom in Wakanda Forever, and that'll probably be the first, introduction into the FF, and that's something I'm very much looking forward to. As some of you may or may not know, the Fantastic Four was something that was read monthly when I was a teenager, that's for sure, especially when John Byrne was at the helm. Actually, today at my LCS, my all-time favorite Fantastic Four story, I was kind of just poking through some of the older books that he has there, and when I looked at the Fantastic Four, sure enough, that issue that I'm talking about was there. My favorite Fantastic Four story is actually that one from the 25th anniversary of Marvel, when they have all the characters around the frame, and they had on this particular issue, it was Ben Grimm, but he had a very low hat on and a high collar trench coat, just basically, hiding the monster within. And if you haven't read that Fantastic Four story, I don't know the issue off the top of my head. maybe 283, something like that, in around that area. Either way, that as a solo Ben Grimm story is what hooked me into the Fantastic Four. And from there, I went picked up a bunch of back issues and read them all online and carried on with the monthly as it went on. And I got my introduction into the new powerhouse of the Fantastic Four, that being She-Hulk. And but yeah, the Thing will always have a soft spot in my heart just because of that solo story in that Fantastic Four issue. We got to hear that Loki season 2 is coming. I'm looking forward to that. And Disney kind of talked about some of their own stuff. The Little Mermaid is getting a live action. Hocus Pocus 2 is coming. Inside Out 2 is coming. Willow, I guess, is being remade. And Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Santa Clauses. So I guess Tim Allen's going to be getting some more work. And National Treasure, Edge of History. Does that mean Nicolas Cage is coming back? But yeah. And in case you weren't aware, Chip Getler was not at D23, but Todd McFarlane was, and he was pimping the hell out of his new toys for the Avatar line. I don't think he was at D23 either. Gentlemen, thanks for joining me.
You're welcome.
Yeah, looks pretty good. I gotta admit, that looks pretty good. Yeah, I got a couple grades, but
Chris, who is this teenager you have on the panel with us, Chris?
Am I old enough to drink?
For a second, I was like, I recognize the eyes. Yes. But yeah, it was an interesting D23. I'm not going to say I really enjoyed it, the announcements as much as what San Diego was, but San Diego was a long time coming in my opinion. So a lot of the reveals capped off with that incredible Wakanda Forever trailer is what really did me in. This time it was very, very good. And that, like I said, the Secret Invasion trailer I thought was incredible. It's nice to see Samuel L. Jackson return as Nick Fury.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Do you think that Wakanda trailer would have hit as hard without the song in it?
Ooh. They could have just had like an orchestra and like just an orchestra performing. Would it has hit as hard? Maybe not. I'm presuming like you, I have a very soft spot for Bob Marley, and especially No Woman No Cry. My favorite song by him is Three Little Birds, though. I think it's probably the most beautiful piece of music ever written. But it may be or may not. But when they showed that mural of Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa on the side of the building, that's what got me. And then when his mom makes her speech about loss, that was the, I don't care, you don't have to have music playing, but when Angela Bassett speaks like that, everyone stops. When she speaks about that, like has she not suffered enough loss? I was okay. It's Angela Bassett and the lady that's my God, what am I blanking out? From Suicide Squad, Viola Davis. Those two ladies, when they let out anger or when they let out hurt, it's one of those moments when I'm watching them perform, I just kind of sit back and shut my mouth and we're watching masters do their craft. But yeah. I've been kind of going on and on. So, guys, I just want to say thanks for joining me. But I want to say hello to the chat because I kind of went down that rabbit hole that D23 was. First, usually, as always, it's Let's Crucius 1971. Chris from Retro Rocket Comics, my LCS owner, and his wife, Kelly, have joined us. Tape Prime, one of the kindest people in the YouTube community. Chop and Drop has joined us as well.
The Mountain Dew King.
A comic bookworm. My man, hope that you're doing well. Let's see. Scroll a little bit more. Paul Rogers. Hello from the laundromat. Paul, I hope that New Comic Book Day was beneficial for your company. Again, one day I hope to to set foot in the Augusta Book Exchange.
Don't forget
Trev, the shipping guru. Sorry, Nick, you were saying?
I was going to tell Paul, don't forget to separate the colors, Paul.
Yeah, don't separate. They run. So, guys, just because I was talking about D23, was there highlights, whether it was Marvel or Star Wars? I know, Chip, you're a big Star Wars guy. But what was your highlight, Chip?
For me, it has to be the story of Doku and that whole thing. That little animated section. That's going to be good.
Right.
Yeah.
Star Wars Visions.
Yeah. So that I'm excited to see.
Yeah, I think that had thought I saw a little cameo Qui-Gon in that as well.
Yeah, Qui-Gon's in there. Yep. Yeah, exactly. So very good. It's going to be interesting. Sadly, it's only 6 shorts. It's a 3 and 3. So 20-minute, 15-minute shorts or something like that. 15, 20 minutes, something like that, I think. They're not too long. So, but it'd be nice. So I was excited to see that for sure.
Nick, what was your highlight from D23?
I kind of fell in with the Star Wars also. Like Andor looked fantastic.
Andor is awesome. Andor's going to be awesome.
My God, it looks so damn good.
It does.
It just worries me too that there are so many episodes. Like what was it, 18 episodes?
Yeah.
Is it really?
I think it's a big one, yeah.
I wonder if they're going to cut it in half and kind of space it out.
Yeah. I thought that was cool, and I think for me the lead up to it, like what might happen, was like the highlight for me. Even though most of it didn't happen, that was exciting. I always look forward to the potential of something, even though it's not realized. So.
Yeah, I saw Forrest Whitaker is going to be returning as his character from Rogue One, and to see the birth of the rebellion, it's going to be cool. And again, the soundtrack that was playing on that was really well done.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, the other than the Book of Boba Fett kind of belly flopping, a lot of the Star Wars stuff when it comes to Disney Plus has been pretty good. Bad Batch was something that I didn't necessarily hook onto, but I know a lot of Star Wars fans enjoyed it, and I know that's getting a second season. That was announced as well.
Yep.
And but Harrison Ford getting up there and getting kind of emotional talking about Indiana Jones, and I was it kind of tipped me back, to the early 80s. Like I remember my parents taking me to see Raiders of the Lost Ark, and and how much they enjoyed it and how much I enjoyed it, and what a good score can do for a movie. Really can carry it further than what it actually is. Not to take anything away, but the Indiana Jones music is something that's also instantly recognizable, like Star Wars.
Yeah, no doubt.
But yeah. Tate Prime is saying he's not necessarily a Star Wars guy, but Andor looks amazing. Yeah, it could be one of those. Andor could be one of those properties that could introduce you into something where it'll be right in that perfect timeline of where, the whole Skywalker, or the Luke part of the Skywalker saga is about to begin. At least, he is alive while this is actually happening.
Exactly.
Okay, before we get into New Comic Book Day, I do want to show something that I got in the mail. And as you guys know, I'm going to blow myself up for a second. So as you guys know, I'm a part of Only Slabs, formerly known as Slab Hub, and that happens every Saturday on Rob's Fat Stax Comix at 2:30 Eastern. And whatever, I guess, is it 1:30 in your neck of the woods, Chip?
Yeah.
You too, Nick?
Yep.
And I think it's 11 or 11:30 out on the West Coast. Anyways, in case you guys haven't been seeing the last couple episodes of Only Slabs, which have been fantastic, by the way, Rob's been wearing a baseball jersey that he had custom made. Well, Rob, being Rob and having just a little bit of OCD, can't have me not wearing a baseball jersey. So he went ahead and had a custom one done, and this is actually truthfully the first time I looked at it, and That's pretty good. Okay, so I got the dark blue, I guess Blue Jays colors, because as you could probably guess, being a Toronto native, I am a Toronto Blue Jays fan.
Mm-hmm.
He's had this made for me in a 9.8.
Oh, that's awesome.
And this actually looks like Blue Jays font that's on the back.
I like it.
Comic Vet, a 9.8. And also, it coincidentally enough, with Chip being here, the master of this logo,
Very
Rob
cool.
had this tossed onto the shoulder.
That looks good.
Yeah. So Rob's not with us tonight, but Rob, if you catch us on the rewind, thank you very much. I will, I guess I'll have to be in uniform now every Saturday afternoon.
You know what that means.
Yeah, I would say I like it, but Toronto Blue Jays are in the AL East along with my favorite team, so it looks all right.
So I guess you're not a Mets fan, is what you're saying. Yeah, but we share the beautiful hatred of the Red Sox, so we will come together in that little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Rob, again, thank you very much. It's incredibly kind of you to have made. And all right, let's get into new comic book day. While I'm blowing up my minds, we'll get into my stack. I did drop in the neighborhood of 70, I guess, but you got to remember, books are like almost $7 up here in Canada.
Jeez.
Jesus, Mario Joseph.
Just think, if it's $5.99 in the States, it's probably a little bit more where I am.
Mm-hmm.
But Tate Prime, you can't be saying stuff like that unless you're talking about the White Sox.
Yes. White Sox were cool with.
All right, I'm going to start with the franchise. Surprise, surprise. Featuring everyone's favorite Canadian in the background there. It's The Amazing Spider-Man 9. Again, it's JR on the cover.
Is that JR? Okay, I was confused.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy that Patrick Gleason is handling the interiors for this issue.
Dude, I love the interior on that.
I have not been through it yet.
Oh, you're going to be thrilled.
It was a fun story.
It is.
Really?
It is.
Okay,
yeah.
Because it's been a little lacking. Not
I thought it was
like
fun.
the last volume lacking, but I'm not going to say it's belly flopped. It's just kind of been ho-hum. But I guess they're bringing in Wolverine to jack it up.
He jacks it, that's for sure.
Now, another good cover, but this is Edge of the Spider-Verse 3. Again, a collection of short stories featuring different spider characters throughout the Spider-Verse. And this one, like the other ones, do have some first appearances. And this time it's Black Cat making her appearance as a spider character.
Mm-hmm.
Night Spider, and I picked up that variant with her on the cover.
I didn't see that. Very cool.
I think it's just a normal
variant?
It's just normal variant. It's not exclusive or anything. I'm hoping this particular issue picks up this story, but Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil last volume was fantastic. This is issue 3. Issue 1 and 2 has been just okay.
Yeah.
But I guess Chip likes to, do a proper foundation building.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. I've been in it since issue 1. I'm carrying on. This is Iron Man 23. I guess there's some spec about this as well. I'm not going to buy into that just because this series has been very much a roller coaster, just up and down. But it's since Iron Man went cosmic and has returned to Earth, it's actually been really good storytelling. Okay. It hasn't kind of been not arc based like 6 issues. It's kind of been one continuous saga.
That is a killer cover. My cover of the week right there.
Yeah, it's got that touch of Pink Floyd in my opinion. Dark Side of the Moon, and I'm sure you guys picked this up as well. But this is Midnight Suns #1, featuring one of my all-time favorite mutants, and I know what you're going to say. No, it's not Wolverine. It's Magic. I got a soft spot for those Omega level mutants, and Magic. I really like her character.
And that booty though.
Yeah, she's got them short shorts and that hip going. At least they don't have her bust jacked up the way that that kind of stuff was done in the 90s.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping this is as good as that first run of the Rise of the Midnight Suns from the late 80s, early 90s. We'll see though. TW.
Okay,
Thank you for joining us.
Mr. Winder.
Again, I guess there's more spec about this too, but this is Venom 10. In for a penny, in for a pound, I guess. So I'm gonna switch into DC. Now I've saw some stuff online saying this is actually a pretty good story. However, the interior artwork isn't that good. But I'm gonna give the Flash a go, just because I'm kind of curious where this is going to lead into the film if that ever sees the light of day. But again, I like Batfleck, and I guess this is supposed to be his incarnation of it. So yeah, the Flash.
Need the photorealistic covers though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There were a couple of covers this year in DC's world that I was like, really?
Yeah.
I didn't get any DC books this week.
Oh, you didn't?
I'm sure you guys know, but I'm I shouldn't say, I guess faithfully, I'm a faithful reader of Wonder Woman. And again, it's quietly really good storytelling going on here. Kind of like I would compare it to the storytelling level of what's happening with Miles. It's just good. It's not great. It's just good. And but there doesn't seem to be very many peaks and valleys. It's just good storytelling, and Cheetah's back. So my LCS owner, Chris, he's been hanging out. When I sent him my pull list, he responded by saying, "But what about that Kevin Smith book?" So I went and picked up the Kevin Smith book, Masquerade. And I don't know if you guys picked this up or not, but if you look in the bottom left corner, there's that guy from Action Comics #1 trying to get away.
Oh yeah.
Where's his derby?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and at the top of the show, I talked about a maxi series coming close to an end. This is the second last or penultimate issue of A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance. Again, Remender with a slow burn, but it's starting to pick up.
That's the last issue, I think.
I thought there was one more.
That's the last one.
Oh, all right. Well, then I will find out. This is another book that my LCS owner, Chris from Retro Rocket Comics, suggested a couple months ago, and it's been terrific. And it's Dark Spaces Fire by Scott Snyder. The basically that story about those convicts that had been temporarily released from prison to help with forest fires that's happening, and things have been kind of going chaotic ever since. And it's pretty good, but I'm hoping this issue kind of a little bit better than the last issue, because the first and second issues were fantastic. But my last book that I'm going to show is Do a Powerbomb, issue #4. And Daniel Warren Johnson's been hitting a home run with this particular series. So that's my new comic book day. I get a lot of reading in my future, as you guys can tell. Flo has joined us.
Hey, Flo.
And
how you doing?
Joffrey's joined us as well.
Well, I don't need taste. I just need to be cranky.
Speaking of, so when I went into my LCS today, Retro Rocket Comics, and I'm going to show their sexy little picture, though, because it's just crazy cool. It's really good. It's really good.
My mouth, but I'm doing it wrong.
So Chris told me that him and his wife have kind of been going down a wormhole with some of the YouTube channels that we all collectively hang out with. He talked about that him and his wife finally got to see the Tyler episode of Slab Hub. And they actually said that last night they were hanging out watching TW doing the cranky chat.
Yeah.
And nice. And I forgot to mention to him.
I just got an AOK in the mail from him today.
Did you?
I've not had a chance to open it, but I'll put it on my Instagram. So
okay. I forgot to mention to him that actually TW was actually one of my first wormholes when I was introduced to YouTube as well.
That's what I call my butt, is a wormhole.
Yeah, but it's he had a lot of nice things to say, and that he talked about that episode that you had last night. And there was a dude on there showing DVDs.
Yeah, Silver Knight Kyle was on.
That's it, Silver Knight Kyle. Yes.
Yeah.
And he talked about that, and that he's really been enjoying it. And I said, well, Make sure you check out everyone. Like, I know that he's been hanging out on Nick's channel, watching the garage sales Sunday mornings. I say, you got to make sure you check out Chip as well. And yeah, it's, you know, he's a real good dude. And again, at some point in the very close future, I will be giving away a bunch of books that he's donated for my 800 subscriber push. So everyone that's in the chat, make sure that you check out that 800 video. Make sure you subscribe to the 8 channels that I've spotlighted for the Grow Together that I'm trying to do. And I will be doing an update video tomorrow to let everyone know where those counts are. And in the very near future, I'll be giving away majority of these books. Like that's a lot, right? Like
that's a lot of books.
That's 800 books.
That's
yeah, I know.
It feels like 800 pounds. Like it's a lot of books. But yeah,
it's a lot of duck.
I got a couple other things, and like there's a lot of good stuff in here. Like the David Mack Something Is Killing the Children pack. Yeah. And yes, this is how it's referred to in the outer circles of YouTube. Is
they probably
the Tyler
episode and they screwed it up. It happened.
And I said, actually, you know, I have a lot of favorite ones. The Tyler one was really good just because it was one of those times when I literally carried Rob for a change. Because often when it comes to Golden Age stuff and sci-fi and horror, that's more Rob's wheelhouse. I'm more superhero based. But the Pokemon episode was, you know, thank God I played Pokemon Go, or it would have just been both of us just staring at a screen. Staring at a screen blankly. And I talked about the Ramy episode and DJ and TW. Yeah. Anyways, let's carry on. Yeah. Chip, my man, show us what you got. And look how handsome he is, you know, just as a handsome 19-year-old. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Chip Gettler.
All right. So I ended up picking up this Batman and Robin #1, Batman versus Robin. And another good some good artwork in here. I'm really enjoying it. I like the artwork. I haven't read it yet, but I did thumb through it and like the artwork. Like my man there, Chris. I picked this one up.
Yep.
I kind of regretting getting this cover because it looks like shit, but that's okay.
El Green Machine. Thank you for joining us, Kenneth Bird.
Ended up picking up this one as well.
That looks like an homage too to something, but who knows? They all kind of do.
Yeah.
Actually, it looks like her pose in one of the movies, I think.
Pick up this one. Chris will like it.
Okay.
I thought it was very good. Great artwork. Interior.
That's pretty good. The show is 18 plus. Get this kid off the air.
Hey.
Aggressively relaxing. Thanks for joining us.
Spider-Verse, cash grab. You know how it is. Daredevil. Excited for this one and just love this cover. That cover is badass. Yeah. I thought that was cool.
Have you gone through that
as a tattoo? Actually, I was like, "Ooh, that would be a cool tattoo to have on the." And I picked up Obi-Wan, of course, and then the 10,000 Black Badas.
Oh, I haven't seen that variant. That's a cool one.
Yeah, I thought this was probably the cool. This is actually by Martin Simmons.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Martin Simmons.
Truth.
Martin Simmons of
cover C.
Department of Teeth.
Yeah, the Department of Truth. Thank you. I just got to get Chip. Can you put that back up for a second?
I can.
Like that's got like an Alice Cooper flavor to it, like as a heavy metal album cover. That's
it's
like
very
Megadeth
cool.
Maybe. Yeah, that's solid. That's a great cover.
Yeah, I was like kind of going through because I'm like, well, I've seen everyone, you know, got the one cover. I'm like, well, cover A, and then I look at B, and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't like
guys. Paul's saying he's thinking about pulling a Chip and get rid of that beard. That beard is majestic, sir. I've seen pictures. Like, take it easy now, Paul. We're talking about get rid of that beard, man.
Everybody should go face naked.
Yeah, no.
Shave off all your body hair.
Will you please?
Spotty!
And then the last one I got was I wasted money on this bad boy, which is the 3D version of Shadowhawk.
Yeah,
the little glasses, and paid $8 for a book that's thinner than any other book I have bought this week.
Oh, Homage to Youngblood 1.
I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? I didn't even know how much it was until I got home. I'm like, how much was this damn thing? Like, oh well,
those poly bags aren't cheap, right?
I'm telling you, yeah, exactly. Poly bags aren't cheap. So anyway, that was it. That's my haul for this week, guys.
So the Daredevil, did you get through it?
No, I didn't get through that one. No.
Okay.
Pardon my dogs. Pardon me.
All right, Nick, my man, I'm looking forward to some interesting variants and some ratios. Show us what you got.
All right, we'll start our second print Spider-Verse 1.
Oh.
Spider-Verse 3.
Okay, I'm kind of wishing I got that.
Another Spider-Verse 3.
I really like that cover. For cover A, it's really nice.
It wasn't bad. I don't even know who did the
it's a nice cover.
That's not Brooks, is it, doing that one?
No, I can't read that. This is the 1 in 10.
Oh.
Design variant. Cover of the week.
Tough to argue.
Month after month, Iron Man covers have just been.
Yeah, the master delivers.
Yep, David Nakayama here, and I'm a big fan of game design covers, so I got the other one also.
Ooh.
I hope they don't make a statue of that Spidey because I probably have to buy it. X-Men Red. I don't know who this guy was, but it was an interesting cover, so I picked it up anyway.
I don't know who that is either.
Another David Nakayama cover with all of the different iterations of Spidey. Video game Spideys. My read of the year so far. Second printing of number 4.
TW, you back that up?
No. It's good, but it's not the read of the year.
Okay.
What was yours, Taylor?
Right now, I'll probably do a power bomb.
Yes.
That's it. They're both gold medal winners. Let's be honest.
Yeah. I picked this up from last week. I missed that cover. This was a fun read. This is the only one I got to so far. What everybody else picked up.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this was this week or last week.
Last week, I think.
Yeah, I believe that's last week, Nick.
No, second printing anyway.
Oh, okay.
This is my last issue. I can't stand the art. I can't stand the story, and I don't care about spec value anymore.
Tate Prime is saying Tate is his. Twig is his again. Twig wasn't for me, but I know a lot of people really enjoy Twig.
Yeah, you probably should not watch my review that drops at 8:30 tonight Central Time.
First two issues were phenomenal. Big twists and turns. 3 was kind of a normal issue. I look forward to what this one may hold. I think I missed issue number 10, so I may be lost, but then again, maybe not for issue 11. This request came directly from Ignacio. He wanted that one, so I picked that one up also.
Nice.
And a cover that I saw last week that I needed to have, I put out in the chats. Dale hooked me up with a Mercari link for $20 for the set, and I found it on my LCS for $7.
Yeah, that's a nice cover. Is that Grandpa?
Yeah, the Batman's Grave, number 8, in a 9/8. This book is $300.
Wow.
So I got this one. This is probably a good candidate, and I picked up the Frank Quietly version for number 7. Also another fantastic cover. So, and that's just all for this week.
Wow. Let's see. I know exactly the book Trev's talking about. Saying surprised that no one got the Batman versus Robin Zatanna variant. It's not over yet. TW still has to show up.
No DC books.
Okay, but yeah, it's I know exactly the cover you're talking about. It is fantastic.
Yeah.
And El Green Machine saying he picked up Thunderbolts 5 yesterday. Yeah, and Trev saying read the last 5 years, do a power bomb. Let's just hope it ends well. Let me remind everyone of DC versus Vampires. It is
how many episodes? How many episodes are there of the Powerball?
I think
we're on issue 4.
Number 4 came out.
There's 4? Okay.
I think there's 4 out, but I think there's 8 total, I think.
Yeah.
I got time to catch up then. Okay, good.
Sure.
Because I haven't got to 1 yet. So
hey, before you pop Taylor on, I got to hop off. Thanks for having me, guys. Make sure you check out Taylor Winder's review of all these books.
And then go Sunday morning, go pay attention to Nick. Actually, Thursday, nooner. You got a nooner, right? Thursday?
Yes, Ignacio and I will be discussing.
Who knows?
There you go.
Love you guys.
Just show up for a nooner. Just call it the Nick's Nooners.
A little afternoon delight, if you will.
There you go.
Yes, very good. Nick, thanks for your time, my man.
Chip, grow a mustache, will you?
No.
All right. If there's no DC, this might be one of the few times where I have more books. No.
Maybe. Yeah.
Not even
Well,
close.
some of these
never.
are from 2
Not
days
even
from
close.
last week, so.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, TW,
What's up, guys?
show us what you
Sorry,
got.
I'm late. It's been a busy few days for me. So
Yeah.
But this is the last issue. I confirmed it.
For sure? You
Yeah.
confirmed it?
You
Okay.
can skip to the last page. It'll tell you.
Okay.
The video game shenanigans
Can you bring that a little bit closer?
Midnight Suns.
with a soft focus porno lens. Yeah.
Yeah, he looks good there.
Yeah, it's a cool costume.
Yep.
8:30. That's all I'm saying. Also, 8:30. This was last week.
Now that's the final issue,
The
correct?
final issue. Well,
I'm
of
presu-
this
I'm pres-
volume,
Of
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
they're
presuming
going
it.
full. They're leaning full Kanto.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can't
This is probably my cover of the week. I just dig the 06 protocol.
That's cool.
So that's an Aftershock book. Who's the creative team on that one? I don't know anything
Lee
about
Turner and Cliff Richards. It's an interesting one.
it. Okay.
So, and I don't think the cover is Cliff Richards. I could be wrong, but I think it's somebody else. So, but I just like it's a bunch of needles flying at the heads. Who doesn't like that? Actually, there might be another. Well, I also got.
Yeah. What's more
Above
scary,
Snakes.
someone pointing a needle at you or someone pointing a gun? Like, think about
I
it for
don't
a
know.
second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Above Snakes number 3. Swear Devil number 3.
Mm-hmm.
This is a cool cover too.
Yeah,
Got
that book needs to hurry up and go. I got to be honest, though.
These guys need to make up their mind if they're doing graphic novels or single issues or what the hell they're doing with this thing. But yeah, look at that porno lens. I got to really clean my computer off all this shit on my. Anyways,
That's better.
yeah, all the
Smegma.
grease from my.
Yeah, that's it. Grease.
Yeah, exactly. Lube. Mindset number 3.
I saw that cover. Is that Valiant or
It's
Vault?
It's an
Okay.
interesting book. It's Zach Kaplan. He does a lot of sci-fi stuff, and this is yet another sci-fi book. He's got 5 or 6 different sci-fi miniseries out right now.
Right.
This is actually might be another cover of the week too for me. The Dark Spaces Wildfire. I like that. It's just simple.
That is cool.
Yeah, I picked that up. That's quickly becoming top 5 reads so
Yeah,
far
this
for
is actually.
2022.
I like this.
It's good.
I'm liking this better than 8 Billion Genies right now. So
I haven't got through that issue, but I can see why. It's so many good characters in that story so far.
like it's not going to change the world, but Scott Snyder knows how to write a good comic.
Yep.
Mhm.
And it does have an end, so
Yeah.
it's not like he's just
And then do a
building
power bomb.
cannon
Do
and do a power bomb. Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of light week for me. Just my LTS had issues getting issues of DC books, and then also the ones I had, I was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
No.
Well, yeah, that was it's a good return for New Comic Book Day, whereas the last 2 weeks, in my opinion, were lighter.
Yeah.
Not that the storytelling has been drier, but it's been good.
Yeah.
KBDM, hello, Werewolf by Night. I
Yeah.
think it looks interesting. A nice campy,
Yep.
noir
You too,
type of.
Good seeing you, man.
We'll see where it goes. I have hope. I really thought they may do the new Werewolf by Night.
Yeah,
that
I don't know. It's
character
also
that's in the new one.
it's directed by a composer, which is just an interesting choice. Like it's directed by the composer of the Marvel intro theme.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah, he's directing it. So
Thanks for your time, Tape Prime.
and it's all
Did they-
practical makeup effects on Jack Russell and everything. So it
Wow.
could be awful. It could be awfully good.
Jack
Who knows?
Russell. That's still that
I know, it's
still
an
makes
awful
me
name.
laugh
It's a
every
horrible
time. Like,
name,
come
but-
on, Jack Russell. You totally
Yeah.
know that writer had a dog when he came up with
Yes.
that character.
That
Yeah,
writer
starts-
had a deadline when he came up with that name. Is
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah, the dog came into the room. Jack Russell. Yeah, that
Yeah,
works.
exactly.
Yeah. Hank Ortiz is absolutely correct. Both covers for
Yeah, the other cover was
Dark
really good
Spaces
too.
Wildfire were
Yeah.
very, very nice. Yeah. And Well, L Green Machine, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
That
Big
sucks,
fire
man.
near where
Yeah.
that does suck. Or close to where I am, Toronto has actually had some gun violence taken out police officers. In the last 2 days, two officers, or I shouldn't say both cases, but an officer died on his way into work today in a head-on collision. And yesterday, an officer was just having his lunch in Tim Hortons, and a guy came in and shot him at point blank.
Fuck.
And for no good reason, then went on a spree and went and killed his former boss and everything. And like,
Wow.
not the kind of thing we're used to hearing
Yeah.
about in Canada, but it's been a rough summer when it comes to violence.
Yeah.
This north of the border. But
I'm not going
anyways,
to say everyone needs to move to Wisconsin, but
but
Chip,
there's one
though,
thing I did want to talk
superior
about.
land of the north.
The one thing I did want to talk about was the House of the Dragon this week. Chip,
Are we keeping this PG? Because how the heck? Okay, all right, Chris.
Yeah. They kind of jumped the shark, and they kind of went full Targaryen the way that
Yeah,
the
you
history
never
of the
go full
Targaryens I know.
Targaryen.
They always kind of went full Targaryen.
Yeah.
Chip, have you been watching the show?
We have, yeah. My wife and I have both been watching it, and
Okay.
yeah, it's been very interesting.
So,
this last episode was a little like, wait, what?
I mean, you kind of knew it was coming.
Yeah, I'm like working and watching, and then working, watching, and then I'm working, and then I look up, I'm like, wait, isn't that holy? What the? I'm like, okay, go back down. I look up, and I'm like, wait, what? She was what? Where did it? What happened? It's like,
so those
whatever.
We're gonna spoil it for those that are hanging out and spending some time with us. If you haven't watched the latest episode of House of the Dragon, you may want to
leave
move
now
along.
And forever hold on to your peace and stay away
because like this isn't something where we can talk about and just kind of try and dance around it. But so Doctor Who took
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who went and took the king's daughter, his own niece, into a brothel. They kind of went outside the castle walls and
then he tried to invade the castle walls. If you know,
he was showing her a night on the town and King's Landing, and like what the common folk are up to, and kind of singing that pulp song, Common People, and walking around and checking out some of the sights and the sounds, and next thing you know, they end up in a house of debauchery.
Yeah.
And
Matt
the young
Smith
prince
dragon wouldn't fly.
The young princess kind of got caught up in the moment and turned to her older uncle, the king's brother, and went in for a kiss. And thankfully one of them had the wherewithal not to engage.
Well, I think one of them's not so into women.
Yeah.
So Matt Smith's character is kind of all of a sudden now you're kind of wondering what's really going on there, even though he's married and wanted to take on a second wife, who was also a woman of debauchery apparently. But the young princess kind of got caught up in the moment and seeing all the steamy and the sweaty and all the fun stuff that happens in one of those kind of places. And then when you're
she had a night of a night.
When you're that kind of famous, people are going to see you. And then she was so turned on when she got back to the castle. The young, handsome guardsman that was guarding her room.
Yeah.
Well, what she couldn't finish with her uncle. What she couldn't finish with her uncle, she sure did finish with the young knight. And man, oh man, it was Adrian, thanks for joining us, my man.
Hey.
It was just one of those episodes where I knew all along that the Targaryens keep the blood very close, and there's stories where they go with family members or cousins at least, but uncle and niece almost happened, and
also it's hard to tell how far it really went, because they really were dark and steamy, and so maybe it did happen. Like there was really no trousers were dropped.
Either way, that young knight afterwards sure did have a night.
So the question is did she drink the tea?
So yes, at the tail end of this episode, like I said, when you're that kind of famous, people are going to see. Well, the hand of the king caught wind of the princess being down in this house of debauchery and who she in particular was with, and that it did very much look like they may have shared a kiss, even though it wasn't shown on screen that they did. Well, the hand went
kiss that much, but
the hand went and told the king, and the king was not happy, as you can imagine, that his brother and his daughter potentially may have done something, and then the king just presumed, and when you assume, it generally makes an ass of you and me. And one thing led to another. The princess kind of flexed some muscle back, saying that it's all lies, and the king kind of got caught wind that maybe the hand is vying for something a little bit more powerful, or to join the houses even more than what they were. And that's now the king is now looking for a new hand. And I've actually enjoyed that actor. I forget his name.
Rise or something. Davies or Reese something.
Right, he was the kicker in The Replacements, that Keanu Reeves football movie. The one that was always smoking when he had to go up for a kick.
Yeah, he's been in those too, but
he's a fun actor, and I thought he's been doing a great job with being the hand for this
Kelly
one.
They said spoilers, but he said spoilers before
I did say we're going to.
You're just diving in. You might want to dive back out. You might want to swoop up like a dragon that almost rolls over your cousin's boat.
And that was a little close for comfort there. And this sad but true. Very sad but true. And yes, it does. It's really a lot of it's happened in our own real history, not just fictional. But yes, it's. Martin has made it very, very well known that the House of Targaryen has been with each other because they believe their blood is the best blood, and they keep it all close and in the family. And that was the end result of the Mad King. The Mad King is the father of the mother of dragons, who was murdered, I guess, by Jaime Lannister in the uprising led by Ned and the eventual King Robert, which was the first time that there was not a Targaryen on the throne for, a few hundred years. But yeah, I gotta admit, I'm really enjoying it. I thought it was just going to be okay. I thought the first episode was a nice introduction. I thought it was going to be okay, but now that it's up and running, it's good. And now that we had this little bit of silly drama, let's call it what it is, just silly drama. But now that we're now looking
arousing drama.
It's an arousing drama. That's pretty good. Good for you. Good for you. Now we're going to be looking for a new hand, and that's going to be interesting because the hand is the father of the wife of the king. And I just love politics when it comes to this kind of stuff. It's the stuff I live for.
Now, are they flash forwarding?
Yeah, probably. They've done it every episode. So
I mean, because I thought that they were going to be there was going to be a totally separate actress that was going to be playing.
I'm sure at some point there will. Yeah, because
I wasn't sure if that was coming up next week or.
I don't know. Before the series started, though, they had a different actress sitting. Playing
the young princess.
Yeah. Because an older version of the young princess.
Yeah, okay,
kind of like they take a leap forward in time.
Yeah,
but
yeah, they have jumped. They have jumped considerably, at least 2 years, because now the king now has a son, and he seems to be at least of a toddler age.
At least 2 kids now, right?
Yeah,
I think, and then
But yeah, you can obviously the drama that's being built around the throne itself is you can read it from a mile away. Matt Smith's character still feels that he's the rightful heir. The princess still is concerned if she's going to be the heir or not. And now we have a son, and by old folklore, it's it's supposed to be a king, not a queen. So we'll go forward from there. That's in the end, that's the part of the drama that, and I feel is probably the best. The foundation of it all is who's going to sit after this king, who in one moment I really like, next moment I really hate. So that actor is doing a great job when that happens. Kind of like the actor who played Joffrey back in the original series, because everyone hated his guts, and that means he's doing a great job as an actor. When you can hate someone that much, they're doing a good job. But TW, what was your overall thoughts of it? Aside from the debauch.
I'm interested. It's a surprisingly slow burn, but I mean, so was the original Game of Thrones when you really think about it. I was expecting there to be a little more like actual backstabbing and a little less. I mean, the political drama I get, but this is also more tightly focused than the original Game of Thrones. So I'm digging it. I do hope it ramps up the action a little bit more.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. We've only had one major battle, and that was the last episode where Matt Smith's character, led the charge, and wasn't quite the Battle of the Bastards that we had in the second or third last season of Game of Thrones.
Well, I'm not even saying big scale. I'm just saying somebody's gonna get chivved.
Yeah, and you can still tell that this is a COVID production, because even in that battle, it was mostly smoke covered, so you didn't see that many people getting close to each other that much.
Yeah.
And Roscoe, my man, Joe, hope that you guys are doing well. And Joe, again, your Instagram stuff has been spot on. It's been fantastic. Don't back off.
I do think it's comparable to Lord of the Rings or whatever in some ways too. They're both very slow burns. Like really, it's just kind of, and they're just very different approaches to drama. But I don't mind either of them.
Yeah, I have not checked out the latest offering from the new Lord of the Rings offering yet. Yet I will probably get to it tomorrow.
Spoilers: the internet's mad.
Are they?
Is it?
They're always mad.
And before we move into the show that's really making the internet mad, Chip, what was yourself and your wife's? What's been your overall take on this past episode for House of Dragon?
You know what? I mean, like I said, I was watching and working at the same time, but I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I've been really enjoying it, actually. Because I really love Game of Thrones. I mean, I really did. I really got dug, deep into that one, and this one is like David said, very slow burn. It's a lot of, yeah, I lost a bet. There you go, Pocan. But it's actually, I've been enjoying it, but I'm the type of guy, I like the slow burns, right? I like the ones where they build and build and build, and it comes to a nice story at the end, and I like that foundation stuff building. So I'm not just jumping in action. I'd rather tell me a little bit about the characters, tell me a little bit about the environment and the story. And I've been getting that from this. So yeah. So that's why I was asking about the jump forward, because I'm like, all of a sudden, are we going to jump forward like 10 years? And all of a sudden, she's pregnant, whatever, and you find out some other crazy things going on.
Right. So like TW was about to mention it at the end, one of the meisters, the Grand Meisters, comes in with a concoction and says the king wants you to drink this, and you know why, and we'll see where it goes from there. But so the show that's making the entire internet mad is She-Hulk.
Miss Marple. Oh, She-Hulk.
And last week's offering came out, and it was much of the same, and a lot of people are still blowing their gaskets because whatever. I like it. I gotta admit, I think it's good, silly fun. I didn't go into this thinking that it was going to be Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I didn't think it was going to be something seriously dramatic. I thought it was going to be not necessarily over the top camp. I thought it was just going to be a comedy, and that's what they're attempting, and on some levels it's what they're achieving. But the magician and his hype man and the young girl that was a part of it all, a lot of people can't seem to get their, just let go of it. Like it's just a TV show. In the end, it's just a TV show.
Yeah. I've been finding it very enjoyable, to be honest with you. I went into it not knowing, I don't know much about She-Hulk, other than that she did a lot of the, thank you, Geek. Other than that she actually had, break, like a Deadpool, breaking the fourth wall and stuff like that, and a lot of that. And it was a lot of jokey type things. It wasn't like, at least from what I understand, one of her runs, it was very much a comedy type of comic, and it wasn't like superhero. And that was, and I went into it knowing that I'm not going to get, a superhero. I'm not getting the Avengers. I'm not getting something like that. And she right off the bat, she does, I don't want to be an Avenger. I want to be a lawyer. I don't want to do this shit. I want to be, so I'm kind of going into it, just watching it in that aspect, saying, I'm not looking for a superhero. I'm not looking for, any type of action like that. I'm just looking for her to kind of, occasionally fight some bads and then have the jokey times in between. And I really, I'll be honest, I really enjoyed the who's possibly claimed to be possibly Mephisto, but it's because that's always thrown out every
Yes.
every Marvel
They're going to
thing.
milk that one for a while.
They're going to milk that forever. But
Yeah.
it's that really I thought that was. It was brilliant. I was laughing my ass off the whole time when she goes, comes back and she's got the heart in her. Oh God! She's just like all trash still. I was like, that's awesome. And then just sitting there watching. I was like, I just want to see a show with them.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
TW?
I've enjoyed it.
I think it's fun, but I wish it was actually funnier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just think it lean. I wish it leaned more into the comic. I would put it at about the same level of quality, and I know this is gonna piss off somebody that's probably not watching right now, but I don't care. As a CW show, like it reminds me of like Stargirl level quality. It's not fantastic TV, but it's not a bad way to kill a half hour. So
yeah.
I think the runtime is just perfect at right now for this part of the series. I think the runtime is just spot on. And they'd be giving us, stingers or like post credits, whatever you want to call it, but whatever the buzz term is. Now, I think last week might be the last time we get one of those. I think there was only supposed to be one for the first 4 or 5 episodes. There might be one more, but that will come to an end eventually. Yeah. And you can totally tell the next episode's probably going to be. Next 2 are probably going to be way more serious. We're going to see who sent the wrecking crew and who the big bad really is supposed to be, and. I'm sure we're still going to have that little bit of lawyer drama in the background with the trademark of her name now belonging to what's her name?
Titania.
Titania, right?
Titania.
And I prefer Deadpool breaking the fourth wall. Maybe it's just because I like Ryan Reynolds' level of comedy when it comes to that kind of stuff. But this is growing on me. It's growing. Yeah. Her doing it is growing on me.
To me, Deadpool definitely has that more edgier breaking the fourth wall type of thing versus her. She's just kind of like doing it as a PG rated breaking. Where Deadpool, you just never know when he's gonna, he'll, no problem looking at you, dropping a, F out. Can you believe this? Just kind of pulling it that way. Whereas she's kind of like. And this, and you would think he would, but it's a little bit different. I think I just don't feel it's quite as impactful, but it's still good, and they've been doing okay.
When she breaks the fourth wall, it's generally to put jerk men in their place. It seems to be like she's talking about like walking her life as a woman, and what it's like when she and what that entails, and that's when she breaks the fourth wall. And that's the stuff that I do. Like I said, that part has grown on me. And but again, I prefer Deadpool doing it. But it's lighthearted fun. It's a nice step away from what Moon Knight was, in my opinion. And I get a lot of people are disappointed they can't handle the campiness or whatever. But all right, so why does Chip?
Hey,
why does Chip look like he has a pinch of dip hanging outside the JCPenney pickup seals? I could barely even get that out. Okay. Well, guys, we're crossing over to the hour mark. I just want to go around the horn before we let everyone go. Everyone, please hang on just for a moment just to find out what's going on with these 2 handsome gentlemen and what's going on their YouTube channels. TW, what do you got going on besides tonight?
That's all I've got right now is 8:30. I got nothing else planned. I'm kind of in limbo. So
okay.
8:30.
Chip, what do you got coming up?
Let's see. I just dropped the quick little new comic book video, but you were here, so you've seen all the comics, so you don't need to watch the video. So thanks. Have a nice night. As well, I have a couple of packages coming in for. I did just recently drop a Rogue One series of the action figures, and then I have a couple of more coming in as well. So I'll be doing videos on those, and that's about it. I think that's it for me this week. Hopefully.
Okay, as we literally cross into the hour, I just wanted to say thank you again to Rob's Fat Stax of Comics. Rob went ahead and had a custom jersey made for me, the co-host of Only Slabs,
nice,
in a 9.8. He was cool enough to throw the logo onto the sleeve. that Chip made for me. And the sleeve just went away on me. And he had that thrown on there, and in kind of the Blue Jays font, Comic Vet in a 9.8. So,
Nice.
Rob, again, thank you very much. Like I said, I believe now I'm going to have to wear a uniform when I go to work on Saturdays at 2:30 Eastern on the Rob's Fat Stax Comics YouTube channel.
Yep.
Tomorrow, I will be dropping an update video on my 800 subscriber giveaway featuring a Grow Together initiative, the 8 channels I spotlighted. I'm going to let everyone know what their count's at and what the small targets that I hope that they were going to achieve and where they are, and if some of them have crossed over and some of them are still just a little short. So make sure you check that out. And like I said, Saturday, I'll be on Only Slabs. Sunday, I will try to make it on Legion of Comics for his at week's end. And happy birthday to my old man. He's no longer with us, but my dad would have been 75 today.
Pops.
And again, Dad, thank you for introducing me to comic books. I wouldn't have this wonderful world that I'm a part of right now. So everyone, thank you very much for spending a little bit of time with us for New Comic Book Day. I'll see you next Wednesday if we don't get to see you on the weekend. And Chip, Nick, and TW, again, thank you very much, guys, for spending some time with us, as well as everyone in the chat. Take care, guys.